Welcome back to the John Mendola Show here at WILK. 10:48, the hour flying by. Snow here in northeastern Pennsylvania. Hate to say that word. Brian Jardine from North Pocono Baseball joining us this morning. Brian, good morning.
Good morning, John. How are you?
Good. Well, we are getting a little closer to the season, so we hope, cross our fingers, we could get a couple practices in on the indoor side, and then eventually when that weather breaks, get back outdoors. Things always look a little too good to be true as everybody was outdoors thinking, hey, this is it, we got it. And then, of course, Mother Nature, but you can never be fooled here in northeastern Pennsylvania. Always kind of snips you in the butt, I guess.
Yeah, Stella got her groove back, I think, is what happened there. And next thing you know, we're 30 inches deep in snow here. So, not a lot you can do about it. I tell my kids all the time, it's not the water outside of the boat that sinks you. You got to worry about what's inside, what we can't control. So, it's just going to do our best. Try, I have a great group of assistant coaches, and a lot of the staff, the other coaching staff at North Pocono are fantastic, where we'll work the best we can together with track and softball and volleyball right on down the line to sort of figure out some indoor scheduling and do the best we can with that and have our guys prepared for that day when we can't take the field, and hopefully it's sooner rather than later. And again, it's not like we're the only ones stuck inside when it comes to competitive edge. You're looking at everybody pretty much in the same position, so I'm sure, we're not going to fall too far behind as far as our opponents are concerned. Just like you said, it gets frustrating, especially when you're out early. The sun's out at 70 degrees the week before you start practice, and here we sit.
Well, the pitch count being talked about this year, so coaches will have to make some adaptations. It always seems to be an issue with games that are going to be moved around. You could get a few in a week, so I guess we'll be seeing some different strategies this year with that.
It should be interesting to see how that works out. It's something that's foreign to me. I know in the Little League levels it's something they have done. And right along, if it's something to protect arms, protect our young players, I'm a proponent of it. I'm all in favor. Obviously, there's some things we worked out how it's going to be reported to. Right now it's going to max preps and how we're going to get that information to our opponents, or how we'll know about our opponents who threw. Those are all things that we have to look at, and I'm sure as the season rolls along, we'll find ways to iron that out. But, it'll be a little different challenge. A couple of guys we have on the mound aren't really strikeout guys per se. They pound the zone pretty well, so hopefully if that holds true to form this year, it won't have as large of an impact. So like I said, if we have to start moving the schedule around a bit, now you're looking at 3 or 4 games in a week, you're really going to have to sit down and really put the time in it and figure out a schedule and have plan B, C, and D ready when you take the field.
What can we expect out of the Trojans this year as far as experience, youth? Talk about some of the players you have coming back.
Yeah, we have a nice mix of experienced players coming back and some very good talent at the younger grades right now. Obviously went on a nice run last year playing and losing the state semifinal. What I like from my older group, you're looking at kids like Gary Wolojian and Pat Noon and Pat Kravitz, who will be seniors this year. At no point did they take the pats on the back that go along with that type of success they had. We're on that bus ride home from Pottsville last year after losing 1-0, and as much as we're walking to the bus and people are telling us, hey, great season, great job, great run, and it was, don't get me wrong. Our focus was, we got to get back here now. You get a little taste of that, and, that's the first thought that comes to your mind. We're not happy with the state semifinal. We want to take that next step. And my senior leaders, as I mentioned with Gary, Pat, and Pat, have done an outstanding job. That's sort of the attitude that we have as we've been practicing. And you mix that in with kids like Ryan Diem, had an outstanding freshman year on the mound, and he's going to play a much bigger role now as a position player as well. And Corey Wall, who came in and closed out those games as a sophomore last year, and it was like nothing to him. So he's going to play a much larger role as well, as far as in the field and in the middle of a lineup somewhere. So we have that nice mix. Like I said, a couple other youngsters that really opened eyes. The 4 or 5 practices we actually had, they look pretty impressive. So it's just a matter of if they're ready to take the next step. And I'm proud of my older guys who've been there. They know exactly what they want to do. They've set their goals, and that's what we're going to aim for this year. And
the Bill Howerton Strikeout Cancer Weekend, April 22nd and 23rd. 5 different sites, and you guys really still trying to grow this thing and get more people involved and bring more awareness.
Yeah, it's a bit of a threefold mission. We want to keep Bill's name alive and honor him best we can. The guy who just absolutely loved baseball and meant a lot to me. Obviously the charitable side of it, where we're making donations, and for the 4th year in a row now, we'll be able to offer a scholarship to one of the participants in the event itself, which is always fantastic. And then again, we want to bring exposure to this game, especially baseball in this area. I know sometimes it may take a bit of a back seat simply because it's played, basically at 4 o'clock or 4:30 starts, and you don't get the crowds you would for a one-time-a-week thing like a Friday night football game. But you look around, I mean, we might be 2 years away from District 2 having 5 players in the major leagues. When you look at a couple of guys from Wilkes-Barre and McCarthy and Spangenberg and Pappy, I mean, this is a pretty strong area when it comes to baseball, and just having the ability with an event like this to bring exposure to the game, I think, is a great thing as well. And like I said, just to be able to help with charities is fantastic.
Well, Brian, we appreciate your time here, and we wish you well. Of course, looking forward to seeing how all that goes, okay, in the coming weeks, and, of course, getting out there on the field, all right?
I have one quick birthday wish out there. My twin daughters, they turned 10 today, and we just had 10-year-old girls sleep over the house, so my wife is the real MVP of the household today, and just happy birthday, Ellen Olivia.
All right, happy birthday. We appreciate it. Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, John. Always a pleasure.
All right, so talking a little bit about the young ladies there in the Jardine household and having that 10th birthday today, that's for sure. Well, when we come back here on the John Mendola Show, we'll try to check in with John Kelly from Abington Heights. So we'll be back here as we take a timeout, head over to our Frank Sirocatch break. Like a good neighbor, Frank Sirocatch is here. We'll be back on WILK.